Hey guys, Millrick77 here, chilling like a villain. Same old, same old. I got a car out here, working on it. Does it look familiar? When did we see this one before? Maybe a month ago? Give or take, a couple weeks, you know, probably. I don't know. Maybe 2 months ago. Anyway, what did we do with this last time we had it? I believe we spotted a scratch back here on the rear bumper. If you go back to my videos and look, which is still good. And we spotted the driver's side front bumper, which 2 weeks after we did it, shazam! This happened. Oh yeah. And this happened. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Yes sir, look at this. There's a nice little hole. Look at that. But yeah, so we're doing this one again. The fender's kind of pushed in. I don't know if you guys can tell. You can probably tell better from this way. Fender's pushed in here on this front corner, so I got to pull this bumper cover off, pull that fender out, make sure she lines up. I got to take the bumper off anyway because I got to remove that light so I can fill in this with my plastic welder and remake that corner again. But that's what I'm up to now. I'm telling you, man, you fix them, they break them just as quick. We just did the same exact corner. This same corner. We just spotted it out to here. It came out nice. 2 weeks later, ba-bam, same quarter. So yeah, I still got paint left from this bad boy, and so that's a good thing. And we're gonna get started on this. Gonna rip this bumper off of it, and we'll go from there. The baby is having fun, right? Of course she is. But alright guys, I'll turn you on when I get that bumper off and pull the fucking fender out or something. Okay guys, front bumper's off. This one came off pretty simple. I got the fender pulled out and lined up with the bumper now. So I'm going to take some 400. I'm going to go along because on this edge, the paint's all gone. All the way across this edge. This camera won't focus. There we go. And so I'm going to hit this all with 400 on my DA, this corner. Feather that out. And then I'm going to put this outside. I'm going to put the bumper on the stand. And I'm going to do what I have to do. I'll bring you guys along for the repair I do over here on this corner. And then when that's ready for primer, I'll prime this and that at the same time, and we'll try to get this thing ready for paint, and we'll take it from there. But right now I'm just going to hit my my edge here with the DA with some 400. So I'll bring you back after that. So I'm still working on this bumper and whatnot. I worked on it a little bit last night, which would have been Monday night, but what a hectic fucking night. Oh my goodness. I had to go look at a car that needed some work done to it, and Sean came over, wanted to work on his fucking hoopty, and I'm so sick and tired of fucking working on that thing. I don't understand why he wants to fix that pile of shit, because it's a pile of shit. And then my wife was being something else last night, so I had to take care of the baby while she was doing something, or I had to help her because she was getting frustrated. I don't know. And then my buddy Keith, who paints, called me, and it was just hectic. I have to deal with everybody else's problems and put all my shit to the side to straighten out everybody else's shit, and then in the end I'm still left with my own shit that I have to deal with. And last night was just bad. So I'm out here today with the baby, Mrs. Agatha. Hello. You gonna wave? Hi. And I did manage to get my plastic welder out last night, and this little piece that was broke off and sticking out, I heated it up down here and pushed it back in, and I pushed the piece that was broken back in, and I plastic welded it back in where it goes, and I used some filler rod to fill in here and here, and now I got a first coat of some Platinum Plus on here. I'm going to sand that down and get it, try to hopefully get it where I need it, and yeah, we'll go from there. Yesterday I got this corner pulled out so it's level with the bumper, and I got some filler on that corner to straighten it out because there was an ever so slight little ripple. You probably never would have seen it, but since I felt it and I know it was there, I put some glaze on it. That's all that is a little bit of glaze. So, but yeah, that's what I'm up to as of late, and I'm going to be sanding. So, I guess I'll turn you guys on when I get that blocked out. Hey guys, so I got this already blocked out. I put a little bit of spray bomb primer on there to see where I was at, and it came out really nice. The body line came out nice. This edge rolled over very nice on this point and everything. I'm happy with it. And then I sanded the spray bomb off a little bit. Kind of used it like a guide coat and whatnot. So that's ready for 2K. I got these couple little spots where it was scuffed. I put a little bit of glaze on them. Nothing much, just really light scuffs so you can see through them all. And they're ready. So I'm gonna just back tape a piece of paper here and get ready to spray that. And this is ready for primer out here too. I just gotta, you know, mask it off, and that's ready. But I went over to the paint store a while ago, a couple weeks ago, and I was bitching about the primer because I usually use Shopline 202. I usually use Shopline JP 202 2K primer surfacer, and I was complaining because I was getting a lot of rings and shrinkage with my primer, and I just wasn't satisfied with the way the primer was. So they gave me another product to try. He just comped me a quart of it, you know, to try. So I was like, alright, it's free, that's cool, I'll try it out. A quart primer and a pint of hardener. It's JP 285. It's a 2K urethane surfacer versus a 2K primer surfacer. Not 100% sure there on what the difference is. I know that it is a 5-to-1 mix ratio with this new stuff instead of a 4-to-1 mix ratio on the old stuff. And I don't know, I was just wondering, why would that make a difference? 5-to-1, 4-to-1, because you're actually using more primer than hardener. So you would think that your primer isn't getting as hard as it would be if it was a 4-to-1 mixture. He also asked me when I spray my primer, like if I was going to prime this spot right here. He asked me if I lay my primer from the outside and work my coats to the inside, or from the inside and work my way outside. And I usually go from the outside, and then I'll go in from my first coat and then in from my second coat. And he said to reverse that and go in and then out, and that will also help get rid of my ringing. And that just doesn't make any sense to me, because if I put a little coat here, a coat out here, and a coat out here, and then I block it, I'm going to be blocking it and eating through the layers that way. Where if I was going from the outside in, I'd be blocking it and knocking off the little layer and then the big layer, and then ultimately just have one big layer. I don't know. kind of confused, looking for input on that. Do you guys really think that it makes a difference how you spray your primer, from the outside in or the inside out? I don't think it would make that much of a difference, if you ask me. I think I could tell by the way he was asking me, he was going to tell me to reverse it, whether I said I sprayed from the outside in or the inside out. It didn't matter what I said. He was going to say, try to reverse that. So, you know, I really don't, I think he was just fucking talking out his ass when it came to something like that, because I really don't think it matters. When I went to school, they said you could do it either way, as long as you don't just spray all your fucking coats in the same fucking length and have a hard edge. But I don't know. This primer smells exactly the same as that primer. This primer that I usually use is gray, and this stuff is like a tannish brown color. It feels like the same stuff. If anything, this stuff is thinner, a lot thinner than this stuff. Let's open this baby up. This stuff likes to separate like a motherfucker and give you chunks at the bottom. So you gotta stir it up fucking really good. And this stuff didn't have no chunks at the bottom, and this has been sitting here for at least 2 weeks. This you could let sit for 3 days and you have chunks in the bottom. Yeah, the brown stuff's thinner, a little bit thinner, but they smell the same and whatnot. I'm just curious. The ultimate test is when you leave it in the cup. I don't have a cup here, but when I leave this 202 in the cup and I leave a thin build, oh my goodness, it peels off the sides, peels off the bottom. It doesn't make a puck, it just cracks, and it shrinks like a motherfucker. So I'm gonna try this primer out and leave some in the cup, and I'm gonna see if it'll make a puck and stick to the sides. I don't know, but let me get some input what you guys think about what he told me about spraying from the outside in or the inside out, and also what's the difference between a 5-to-1 and 4-to-1 mix ratio, other than you know, you use more primer to hardener with the 5-to-1 than you do with the 4-to-1. So obviously you're going to be using more primer. But I don't know. Talk to you guys later. Okay guys, we're in primer. Yes we are. We're in primer. Mm-hmm. 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 We are. It's still sprayed pretty nice. It's definitely thinner than the other primer. It made for the coats coming out really sweet and smooth. I like it, the way it sprays anyway. We'll see. See, what I do is I like to leave some in the bottom of a cup to make a puck. And I like to splash it around the sides so there's a thin layer. The other stuff, as you let it dry, the sides will just go and crumple up off the sides. And yeah, the puck gets a huge crack in it and it just swells up. And we'll see how it goes. But we are in primer, so I don't know. Probably let that dry till tomorrow, block it out tomorrow. I'm going to have my buddy come over and paint it because he's got to do his little spot job thingamabobber there. And next time you guys see it, it might be shining. I might fucking video it after I block it. I don't know. So, I don't know. Talk to you guys later.